Hey, what's up guys? This is Maine with Fishaholics. So on this trip we actually planned on going to San Luis Reservoir, but then they red lighted the lake right as we were launching the boat. They actually let us in and said it was okay, and then right when we were about to launch, they said the lake was closed to boating. So we decided to head over to O'Neill Forebay, which they said was open to boating still. So here we're fishing the channel by Check 13, and I hook up into a fish. And if you saw in the underwater footage, the umbrella rig, the Atlas rig, I was actually creating action on it by jerking the rod, and you can see that in the footage earlier. So I haven't been fishing O'Neill Forebay for a year or more now, and we weren't even sure where the bite was happening. So we tried other locations, by the power lines, in the middle of the lake, on the north side of the lake, nothing. There was a lot of debris floating around because they're pumping a lot of water out of San Luis right now. And in this clip, a striper actually hooks on and pops off, and then a second one comes out of nowhere and hammers that swim bait, and that's the one we actually catch. And the fish are here, a lot of small fish, not like the big lake where the big ones are out and about, but the small lake has a lot of smaller fish, and the bite wasn't as good as we hoped it would be. We had to really work for these fish. Initially we were just trolling around, not doing much, just finding locations, but then when I started creating action with the Atlas rigs, like jerking the rod, or even with the downrigger, raising and lowering it in 20 feet of water, that's what got these stripers to bite.
Oh.
So here we're in the channel again. We're heading towards Check 13, and I'm using the downrigger in 20 feet of water. Now O'Neill Forebay is shallow enough to where you don't need the downriggers, but I like to use downriggers because it gives me control of the depth. And I was targeting stripers pretty much on the bottom, and here I'm just raising it, lowering it, and raising it, and that's what got this fish to bite.
Still on. Changing action, that's all it took.
So as you can see from the footage, today was pretty windy. The waves were pretty choppy, but it was tolerable. The small lake, usually when it's like this, the big lake is probably worse.
Little dinks all day. You gotta play with the rig.
So here we're about to go home, and we're at the end of the channel. There's actually a buoy line blocking boaters from going in. You can see Check 13 off in the distance. And we slow down the boat, and Hyung lets his line or his rig down a little low. And he jerks it up to reel it in, and that's when he hooks onto this fish on the chartreuse.
Hey, you were on the bottom first though, right?
Overall, the bite wasn't as good as we had hoped. You really had to work for these stripers by creating action and just going all over the lake until you kind of locate them. And it was just a small stretch of water, the channel by Check 13, that we found them, or the active ones at least. But there was a lot of debris out in the middle of the lake. This area was actually a lot clearer and with less debris, so that may have played a role.
They're starting to bite now.
So next time you're unfamiliar with how the bite is or where to go, I mean, just cover water, move around a lot, and create action in your lure. You never know how the bite is or what they're gonna bite on, and just by playing around, trial and error, we were able to kind of figure out what was gonna entice them to bite, and that was just the change in action in the Atlas rigs. So if you found this video helpful, or the videos on the Fishaholics channel helpful, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.